Today on the Villain District podcast for our 19th episode, we've got a fun one for you. Brian and Eric from another local podcast called the Nerdstalgia podcast, part of the DDN, the Destination Nation, sit down with us and we talk about everything from Brian's comic shop, where Eric works, barbecue, and how Kentucky just apparently doesn't know what they're talking about. And Derby City Comic-Con is just right around the corner. And when I say right around the corner, I mean it's tomorrow. Will and I will be wandering around the con. We're going to be first and foremost buying some comic books and watching some panels. And secondly, we are going to be hopping around doing some on-the-fly interviews. We're going to hopefully sit down at the Nerdstalgia booth at some point, and hopefully we're going to hop on Nerdstalgia for a little bit. But we are going to be tracking some people down. Hopefully we'll get that episode up as soon as we can, but if you're listening today, today is Friday the 19th, you might want to get your ticket for Derby City Comic-Con. You can get it for $10 a pop on Groupon. I can't believe it. And a little disclaimer, I will say before our interview with Brian and Eric, I was a little frazzled. I was running a little late, so our setup was a little bit delayed. And once they got here and we got started recording, I had a couple preamps a little hot. Rookie mistake. I am an audio engineer by craft, and that's how I make my money. So, don't hire me, because I'll clip the preamp out. But I do fix it kind of on into the podcast. Will's mic is a little hot, but he has a boisterous voice at times, so I blame him. My voice is silky and smooth like the Milky Way. Without further ado, here's episode 19. Get with it.
You are now a loyal follower of the Villain District podcast.
I'm used to being on a big mic, like a big mic.
Do you all use a communal mic for your thing?
No.
Okay.
We use Shure. These aren't Shures, are they? Actually,
They are.
Yeah, they are.
No, we use these.
Oh, okay, cool.
85As, yeah.
Yeah.
We use these for all the guests, and then because I'm a vain son of a bitch,
Well.
I use, I use the upgraded version of that.
Nice.
Okay,
I was going to say, let's just point out the difference in this room.
Because, you all have a much nicer setup behind, though. But, I spent way too much money on my mic. And they
Right.
sound the exact same, but I'm just so vain. I'm like, yeah, look at my big mic.
Right.
All right, that's a great place to get started, because here at the Joe Show, I like to use the SM7B actually. It's smooth. It almost has a compressed sound to it, and it lifts my voice up onto a pedestal. And Brian,
It makes you look more important.
you understand where I'm coming from.
I understand. It's a power play.
It's a power play.
It's a power play, and you got to keep all the guests in check.
It's
Right.
an alpha move.
That's
Right.
what it is.
We've got you guys on the couch together. We're like floating around on our
Right.
chairs.
Right.
Like we could attack at
You
any
guys are
moment.
trapped.
You guys are very
Yeah.
trapped.
Right.
I mean, I'm
So
pretty
welcome.
spry.
Welcome to the Villain District podcast.
Oh, man. Oh, goodness.
Like the name of the podcast.
Oh, hey, thanks. It's also the name of our band, and we didn't feel like thinking of another name.
That's smart.
So we were like, put the and then podcast at the end.
That's good.
and just
Yeah.
call it a
Good.
day.
That's smart.
There you go.
So the best part about, since you guys don't know us, we don't know you, the best part about our band name is that it is a bandgenerator.com style
Right.
band name.
That's
Oh,
how
yeah?
we got it.
We just generate, and we were like, we like that one.
Right.
Because back in the day, we used to tour a whole lot and actually like try to do it professionally. And we worried about everything so much. We just like sweated bullets on everything.
What's this called?
And then
How should we do this?
now that like we're all like living in the same city again, and we're like, hey, let's start another band. And, like, what do you want to call it?
So we did. So we did a
Villain
name
District.
generator. And also, it had the added bonus of kind of meaning the same thing as Arkham City, right?
Very comic
Yeah.
booky.
You know,
Pretty much.
Yeah,
It's very comic booky.
So
Thank you.
We were
Is that what you were going for?
absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because Will and I are the only two comic booky guys in the rock and roll music group. The other guy, our drummer, calls them picture books. He tells us to have fun with our picture books
In a derogatory way.
Yeah. on Wednesdays when it's new
Don't
comic book
appreciate
day.
it.
He's like, all right, and have
Don't
fun with that.
Uh-huh.
And he's playing golf today, so
So that tells you something.
that
Something.
it tells you something. I'm not sure what it tells you.
It's a good sport.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
sport.
I-
Takes
if-
a lot of mental and physical ability.
I was
Right.
gonna say if you're good at it, maybe it's good. I
Right.
hated it because I was like,
I'm good at putt-putt.
This is awful.
I like
yeah, right.
Yeah, I
right.
I'm good at the end part of golf
Right.
where we putt.
If there's no large clown's mouth involved,
Yeah, no,
You know.
it's
I don't really want to do that.
Completely lost without that.
I think you need large clown's mouth in everything you
Everything
do.
you do.
I think if you
Are your
guys start a new
headphones too loud
band, it
still?
should be Large
What?
Clowns
Your
Mouth.
headphones are
oh,
No,
that's
I'm
a
good.
good name.
large clown's mouth.
Yeah.
No, don't
Yeah.
give them that. That's the DNM property now.
Trademark.
Large-
A true businessman.
Large clown mouth, trademark DNM.
So let's talk about you guys.
I was gonna say, yeah. Speaking of true businessman,
we've spoken about ourselves quite a bit on
Right.
here because
why not?
who wouldn't?
your podcast.
Who doesn't like to talk about
That's
That's all I
another
do on my
alpha move.
podcast.
And
Yeah.
it's one of those things too where you guys kind of came in and you start the conversation, and I was scrambling to get stuff ready because I'm like, oh, they're going to talk about something that needs to be recorded. You know, you know how it goes.
Sure.
Right.
It's really unprofessional, the whole
right.
waiting here the whole time.
So
That's what we shoot for.
you don't need to know anything about us.
I don't.
Right.
We just need to know.
I like that you just totally affirmed that. I don't.
I don't.
You're right.
We need
I
to
know
know.
nothing
don't
about
care.
you.
So what are your hobbies?
I like
I used to-
kiting.
Kiting. He likes kiting.
Let's see.
Okay.
I used to like. I like skiing, but it's really more of a
Skiing.
Kite
Wait,
boarding.
water or snow?
snow.
Kite
Snow,
boarding.
okay.
Kite. A lot of things
Have you said-
involving kites.
Right.
He likes kites a lot.
You ever read the kite?
You're making this up.
The
Kite Runner.
Yeah, Kite
Oh,
Runner.
Kite
I have heard of that book.
I've heard of
Yeah.
it too.
It's
I
also
believe
a
that it's a
movie.
book.
It's also a
I'll
movie.
I'll recommend it for you, considering the name.
It's
Well, I'll not read it and let you know how it is.
All right.
There's a movie adaptation, Eric. You
Nice.
can watch the
I'll
movie.
check that out.
It's I would say the height of kite focused literature. Yeah.
Well, I have to check that out then, because I am pretty into kites.
Right.
Yeah.
They're pretty dope.
That's good.
Don't be modest. So you're a good artist. Eric does art.
Really?
He does. You do. You do.
Sure, yeah.
He did all.
I like to dabble in that.
He
The kite
dabbles
was
in art.
the. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Sure.
whatever,
Okay, the
whatever.
kite was the bullshit thing. That wasn't. I wasn't being legitimate about kites.
He's just as good as art
Sorry.
as he is about kites.
That's a compliment.
This dude can draw a mean kite.
He could draw a mean
Right.
cat. That's all he draws. Is
Just
kites.
kites.
Kite designs all day. That's all I do.
Blueprints. That's all.
Cannot
also
wait
on-
to get that off the ground.
He's also a master editor. He edits all of our, well, not all of our podcasts, but he edits
Two
the
of
one
them.
with me on it, which is the hard one.
Yeah.
It's the hard one to edit.
That's the hard one to edit.
I
It's a
say a
fact.
lot of things that need to be edited.
Yeah, the thing I like about your all's edit style is that whenever you say something you shouldn't say, like if we ever do that, I just go in and highlight and delete, and you guys would do that sound.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like everyone knows.
Right.
It's like, what did he say? What did he say?
Oh, yeah,
So it
there's
makes it more especially on the sex episode where theoretically everything was, on the table to talk about. There were still some things that we took out.
Right.
Oh, I
So-
needed
Yeah.
I needed those things taken out
right.
for my own
Yeah.
protection.
And let me
Like
tell
personal, like I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's all very personal.
Oh, it
I
got-
listened to it front, start to finish.
it got more personal.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more that you don't even know. There's a revisit episode we're going to be doing.
Nice. So we should say really quick before because we know what's going on, but in
They
case
know.
anybody,
They know.
people listening know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
People have recognized Brian just off of his voice.
That is true. I
Really?
have
Yeah.
been twice now. I was in the Home Depot parking lot,
Uh-huh.
and because they saw the Nerdstalgia bumper sticker on my
Okay.
car,
Right.
and this guy comes up and he goes, had paint all over him. He goes, "Hey, yeah, you listen to that show?" And I'm like, yeah, no, and he's like, then he goes, before I answered him, he goes, that's done at a comic book shop in town. And I go, no, I'm the guy on that show. And he was like, no, you're not the fucking guy on that show. And I go, I'm the guy
like BJ's?
on that show. And then another person at the Birchtown just recognized my voice and said, are you the host of Nerdstalgia? And I said, yeah. They said, we listened to your show. We love it. And I said, oh, what episodes have you listened to? And all they did was look at me square in the eye and go, you know the one. I'm like, great. Okay, so... And then him and his wife laughed.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty
also, Nerdstalgia, the only podcast to have saved a life.
Okay.
That's false.
That's not
That's
false.
patently false.
We had a writer write in and say that he was going to fall asleep at the wheel until he turned on our podcast.
Oh, nice.
And he was able to stay up, and his kids were in the back seat. They would have died. He would have died. We saved lives.
His kids were in the back seat, and he was listening to the sex ed
No,
episode.
not the sex one.
On blast.
So you guys are in the plus column for 3 lives.
Yes.
Just swish, swish, swish.
Yes.
Yeah, saving
Which
lives.
means I can kill 3 people and be fine.
Right, that's
Right.
equal.
The rules.
Equal
Yeah.
so
You have immunity for 3 deaths.
think about that
Exactly.
since there's 3 people in this room right now.
Oh my god. I'm afraid.
We're fine.
Oh.
Oh no. So the Nerdstalgia podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of the
So
DNN.
so you guys, you two. There's 2 of you.
Yep.
Are the reoccurring host and co-host, right?
Yeah.
Or is it
Correct.
co-hosts?
I don't know. We never really
Whatever.
determined
I
that.
mean,
You know
we
what?
know who has the alpha microphone.
I'm going to determine it now. I have the big mic,
Yeah.
and I'm the one with, I like to say, the talent in the group.
Sure.
So I
Dude,
would
we
say,
all like to say that about ourselves.
I would
though.
say
No,
host and
I-
co-host.
I
There you
think
go.
you and I have a lot in common.
Yeah, I agree. He's got the alpha mic.
I've
Are
got
you
the-
guys both wrong about your talent level?
I've got so,
I'm just kidding.
this is why I've brought you guys here today. I've got the alpha mic,
Yeah.
and I think we should start deciding who the host is and who the co-host
oh, really?
is.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
already-
I'll be the host.
I decided it as soon as he got the mic. So,
That's how you know. He sits at the computer. He has the big mic. Whatever.
no, but we we do that. I would say I hosted, he co-hosted, because he's not on every episode with me. I kick him off sometimes if I
Although I've heard
a
you've
chair.
done episodes by yourself or episode,
need.
right?
He did one
I've done
episode.
2.
Right?
No, actually 3.
Oh, shut the hell up. They were our lowest rated episodes.
It's also patently
After
false.
you doctored the numbers, they were your lowest rated
Yeah,
episodes.
Lowest
that's
rated.
right.
Yeah.
I think you had 2 listeners.
Yeah,
So-
that's about right.
So you guys, wait. Tell us about the DNN really quick.
The
Because
Destination
Yeah.
Nation Network.
Destination Nation Network.
Yep, the
And-
DNN.
The DNN for all your what?
I don't know. We don't have a cool saying for all your things destination.
All your
For
things destination.
The destination for all things pop culture is actually what we say.
and the destination. Joe, are you getting a drink?
Yes.
Because there's one right there for you. But would you all like one? You're welcome.
No.
If it's before
Thank you.
5, we always do coffee, and then if it's after 5, we always offer beer. So just depending.
Well, I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, of
no,
course.
we appreciate the offer.
Yeah, of course.
It's actually a national drink a glass of bourbon day or
Right,
something.
I
I
heard
thought
that.
it was National Flag Day.
You are
Today.
wrong.
No, today's Flag
Actually,
Day.
Those
I
have
did-
got to be the same
I did
thing.
have a humorous moment about Flag. I didn't know it was Flag Day,
Yeah.
but my little one of the dating apps on my phone alerted me, right?
Uh-huh.
And it goes, I didn't understand what it was trying to say originally because they immediately issued a correction.
Okay.
So the correction was, it's National Flag Day. Show your colors or whatever. What they first posted incorrectly was the same thing without the L in the word flag.
Oh no.
So it said that and then show your colors.
Oh, no.
And I was like, do they not know my preferences on here? I thought I'm kind of confused. And also, I
Wow.
didn't know that was a national day.
Yeah. Right.
It should be.
I
It should
the
be a
end of that
national
would
day.
sound really positive,
Right?
You know what I mean? Show your colors, but the beginning is not okay.
We're going to insult you at the beginning and then
Right.
try to, yeah. So that was fun.
Well, let's go back to the network. So, the Destination Nation Network for all things pop culture. We are a network of podcasts and YouTube shows, and we have quite a bit of things. I'm just going to ramble them off really
Please
quick.
do.
So we got Nerdstalgia,
Which you host,
which I host.
or
we
or at least co-host.
Yeah.
no, the host. We got Animation
Alpha Mike.
Yeah.
Hosts the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Animation Destination, which is hosted by Brandon Jones. It's our PG podcast. It's
Okay.
our one that's all about animation. Nerdstalgia is kind of a discussion-based show,
Yeah.
sort of like this. We have a few formats. It's pretty much the name Nerdstalgia. It's nostalgic stuff that
Yeah.
we talk about. So
Yeah, for sure.
Then we got Girl Gone Geek, which is hosted by Nicole Roby.
Yeah.
Which is a girl's perspective of nerd culture.
Yeah.
She usually has some girls on the panel.
Which is very good.
She is. And then we have Damn Good Podcast, which is starting up this week, and that is going to be hosted by the guys at Damaged Goods, and they're going to...
Nice.
I'm keeping their format a little bit under wraps, but I've seen it, and it's hilarious. It's very sketch-based. Their format's very much SNL-based. It's
cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, they're going to do some videos, too, later on, which is
Nice.
great.
It's going to be more
And
of
then-
an entertainment piece.
Yes,
than
exactly.
Yeah.
And then we got Bagged and Bearded, which Eric is on, and with two other people, Stephen Barnes and Mitchell Harmon. And
cool.
it's all about three bearded guys that like comic books.
Yep.
So
Nice.
you had to have a beard to be on that show.
Yeah.
And so you're good.
Hey, can I be
I
on your
could never,
Yeah, yeah.
I could never be on that show.
I can't either because I can't grow a beard.
Genetically, I just can't be on that show.
And then
It's a master race thing.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a little...
And then we also have the YouTube channels. We got Breaking the Seal, which is an unboxing videos where we unbox some things.
Interesting. Okay.
You should watch those. I'm
Yeah.
in them. I star.
Nice.
in them.
Oh, I
Really
see.
good.
So that's why.
I was just
Okay.
saying,
Really good.
I'm learning about the
Really
YouTube stuff right now.
Yeah.
In this moment.
Well,
Right,
that's
yeah.
we need to do. With YouTube, still we're very light in. We need to get a better job of promoting it. We also got Button Mashers.
Okay, that's the one I was aware of.
Yes,
Yeah.
Button Mashers, which is hosted by Matt Cundiff, Levon Thomason, and Hunter Allen, which is a Let's Play.
Right.
And that's still fairly new and green. And then there's
I think that's everything.
what?
I think you
No, I'm
listed
forgetting
it all.
something.
Nerdstalgia, Girl Gone Geek, Damn Good, Bagged and Bearded.
Oh no, the animation thing. Yeah, we're gonna be
Animation
doing some animation YouTube
Oh.
things.
Okay.
It's in the works right now.
Nice.
So sort of a big network.
Spinning a lot of plates there.
Spent a lot of
Spinning
places.
a lot of plates.
And you're like you're funneling it all through this website that promotes your store, right?
Yes, destinationcomics.com is it was originally a store website that actually had an e-commerce store.
Oh, right.
But we're rebranding it as more of an entertainment website.
Yeah.
Of course, I own the Destination, which is the store that funds all of this.
Right,
and
sure.
That's a comic book store in town, comics and collectible store that is awesome and you should go to.
It's
Right.
a good store.
Thank
It's a great
you.
store.
I
Yeah, it is.
appreciate it.
It is.
I
And
appreciate
let me-
that is with my. He is not here, but I will give him a shout out. Me and my business partner Evan
Yeah.
own the Destination. Me and Eric own the DNN. Two different companies. So
Right.
I see.
it's
One's worth a lot more money than the other.
one is worth a lot more money. That would be the Destination.
But for any of you locals out there who are looking for a comic shop
Right.
where you don't feel like you're
I knew this was coming up.
yeah,
And
I don't want to
support
speak
this.
ill of any of the comic shops in town.
Of course not.
But I've had some experiences around where, for whatever reason, I guess there have been certain people who've felt that I didn't earn
Well,
my ranks among the
sure.
comic book
the
readers.
problem is you wanted to buy Gail Simone's Batgirl. That's
Oh, he-
Absolutely
That's the
nothing
problem.
wrong with that.
He loves
That's a
Gail.
strong
Right.
choice.
Now-
Very strong choice.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic, right? Do you
Yeah,
miss it?
Gail Simone's great. I like the new Batgirl.
Oh, do you really?
I do enjoy it.
I have
Nice.
trouble with it.
Really?
There are parts that I like and parts that I have trouble with.
I
We
like
don't
it not
have to
being
get
so
in-
dark.
sure, and okay, without going down this hole,
Hold on.
I
hold
will
on.
say-
Let's go back to talking good about my store. And then we can get on your. So you really like my store? It's a really
Pretty
nice
dope store where you can buy
Well, I
Batgirl
did.
anyway.
You're saying my store is not pompous or dungeon-like. My
Right.
store is very bright,
Dungeon-like.
shoppable,
Yeah.
and friendly.
it's very friendly.
Yes. We cater all types of nerd.
Let me
Sure.
let me say this. I recently opened a pull list at your store,
Yeah.
which is great. And
his books
Free
were
bag of
damaged.
yeah, right now.
Free bag and board for all pull lists.
Oh, I
We're
did
the
not know
only
that.
shop
Pop that
in
out there.
town that does that.
See, I just opened it, and it's
Snap,
on,
crackle, and
it's
pop.
Detective
Yeah.
Comics right now because I'm not buying. I don't do many single issues, but I'll
That's
be in
fine.
for some trades. But I've been in twice in the last couple of weeks, probably.
You've been in one of our Vine videos.
I was gonna say one time we were standing around looking, just minding our own business, and y'all started a conversation with us, which was fantastic, right? Which is sometimes
Can I
rare.
put my feet on this?
You can do
Sure.
whatever you want.
I'll put my feet on
And
this.
Yeah, kick him up, man. Relax.
and then so we went in that time, and I ended up being in a Vine video for you all.
Yep.
for which you gave me a nice Joker sticker. That's
Yeah,
now
that's
on.
right.
Yeah, and it's now on one of my short boxes. And then the next time we went in, Evan, right?
Yeah, Evan's
Yes.
my business partner. Yeah.
Evan was in there, and he gave us. You actually weren't there, but it was me and Tiff and Kelsey,
And
we
that
got
was
worms.
not the next time you went in.
It wasn't, but we went in, and so I've been in 3 times. That makes me sound even better. But I got
No, it makes you sound like a liar.
right. Yeah. Oh, so that's the only one you've uncovered so far. That's good.
Yeah, we'll have you back for next week's podcast too.
Right.
This is fun.
He gave us worms and dirt, which was
Oh,
which was
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
given-
wow.
Face brought those
That
in,
was
yeah.
given to us from our. We have a rep at CW named Stephanie Russ. That
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Nice.
She's amazing. So
Yeah.
both in looks and in talent.
Yeah.
and,
There you go.
she.
She's
Objectify
very
your
attractive.
I said both in looks and in talent. She knows. She knows I love her in both.
I just like that you
Aspects.
started on looks.
Yeah.
Well, she's a gorgeous, gorgeous.
You want to
girl.
buy some ad space and look at some gams. This is the girl.
Well, she's absolutely gorgeous, and she brings us gifts like that all the time. So
Yeah.
it's actually an ongoing joke. I've never had a ice cream birthday cake.
Okay.
Never had one in my whole life, and she
Oh,
brought
man.
me one, and I was sick that day, and by the time they brought it to me, it was melted.
Oh.
So I still haven't had one. But she asked Evan,
Drink
what,
one, though. It was great.
It's the gorgeous
Yeah, right.
thought that counts.
Yes.
That's what I say.
She said, Evan, what do you want me to bring you? And Evan,
Yeah.
being a smartass, like Evan always is a smartass, Evan says, I just want dirt. So she brought
I
him.
just want dirt.
Nice.
So he
Yeah.
gets
So-
dirt.
It was
Nice.
delicious, though.
It was delicious.
You should
It
really,
was.
you should really try some ice cream cake.
Right.
There's a lot of things that I should try.
It's about time. How old are you?
29.
Okay, so you're our
Knuckles.
age.
I just turned 29.
86.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You look so much fucking older, and I look younger, and it pisses me off.
Thank you.
'Cause you-
What would you, do I look a solid 35?
Yeah, and you can.
If I shave my face though, you
Right.
probably
Yeah,
feel
but
a little
I
differently.
guarantee you, women throw themselves at you. They're like, "Oh God, look at the guy with the tall, dark, and handsome with the beard and everything." And then they look at me and they go, "Look at that pale guy that's probably never seen a boob." And I'm like, "Great,
Not
that's
one. Not
nice.
one boob.
just one." I was like, "Oh man, let me just see one of those."
You have to increase by intervals of 1.
Yeah,
how many
exactly.
boobs you've seen. Yeah.
So-
That's how you know you're doing it right.
Seen
So
about
that's true,
57 boobs.
57.
I'm really looking forward to hitting 60.
What was the movie with the chick with the 3 boobs from
Total
my
Recall.
childhood?
Total Recall. I was
Recall.
going to say Fifth
Oh.
Element, so I'm wrong.
I was
No.
going to say Mallrats, but that was something else.
That's something else.
That's something else.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's for another podcast.
yeah, it's for another day.
So
Killed that.
so how long is so Will and I've lived here for almost 3 years, not very long.
Okay. Where
I
you
moved
from?
here. I'm from South Central Kentucky,
Okay, that's a
around
bad place.
Lake Cumberland. You ever been to Lake Cumberland?
Nah.
No.
I don't go to the lake.
I
because
knew a guy that went to college at the University of the Cumberlands. Is that near that?
Actually, it's
ish.
It's is it?
Ish.
Where is it?
It's like an hour,
Okay, all right.
like
Yeah.
Williamsburg.
You just go south till you hit water.
I was just going to
Actually,
say.
that's not true at all. You go southeast till you hit water. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Regardless, and then I moved to Nashville. Try the music thing.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
It was neat, I guess. I will say though, if you're looking to move to a place that you really like enjoy and you want to make friends, if you're a musician, Nashville's not the place for you
No.
because nobody's interested in making friends. I just wanted a couple friends,
Right.
and
You can't have
okay,
that,
I'm
though.
not. I'm okay.
The
I
friends
have
you
some
wanted
good friends
were
in Nashville.
Alan Jackson.
I have a
and
couple. I'm not
Taylor
talking about
Swift,
you guys.
so.
I'm not talking about you guys that were my friends in Nashville.
All right.
But moving here, especially like the music scene, and I mean, there's a cool like comedy scene. There's a cool comic scene.
Right.
Like everything just feels so much more friendly here.
We're
guess.
a friendly group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, but
He's
yeah.
not.
Well, still that's 75%
Yeah.
in
Right.
the room.
that's a
So,
good ratio.
That's pretty good.
He's gruff. It's very gruff.
Very
It's a friendly city. We got a great art scene.
Yeah.
We got a great music scene. We got
Yeah.
a great comedy scene. I'm
Yeah.
friends with a lot of the comedians in town. They're all hilarious,
They are.
except for one, and you know which one.
Okay.
The person listening out there knows which one.
Yeah. They
That
know which
person's-
one.
person's not. Actually, I shouldn't say that because all my comic friends are so self-conscious
Yeah.
that all of them will come up to
Each
me now
one
and be
will be
like,
like-
"Yeah, am I the one?" No, you all are hilarious.
I was
Am I the
I was
one?
just waiting to hear which one.
Yeah,
so
I
was
thought
like,
you were going there. I was
Yeah.
ready for it.
No.
waiting.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Yeah, so we found out about you all. I mean, we had been to your store one time before recently, I think, maybe.
Mhm.
But it was just a question of proximity. We live far away from there. So, but nevertheless, we sort of refound your store through seeing Bagged and Board, the show, right?
Oh,
And
nice.
Matt
Great
Jaker
guys,
and all those
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
A show that I am an executive producer on.
nice. Nice.
So,
So
very
So you're
prestigious.
like the Christopher Nolan of
Correct.
the new
Yes.
Batman vs Superman.
Correct.
Of
Please,
Bagged and Board.
please
Right.
compare him to Christopher Nolan.
Right.
He loves
Yep.
that.
Right.
That is.
So what I'm saying is you don't have an email address.
I'm sort of like the Steven Spielberg of Louisville.
Okay.
I like to think so. Just
Steven Spielberg was an
just
executive producer on Transformers
officially
4,
met you.
so-
Right.
I think
Having
so.
you on our podcast, we'll say whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Oh, the Steven Spielberg of Louisville. Yeah, he was on our podcast. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how long has the destination been a thing? How long have you guys been?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, the shop's been around for 2 years.
Okay.
I have been in retail for about 10 years, and Evan's been in retail about 12 years. So
So that's where your lovely personalities and experience come from.
I would, yeah. I will say, I'll give a shout out to Best Buy. They broke me out of my shell.
God
Okay,
in
oh
heaven.
my God sakes. I like the company. God.
Brian and I had very different experiences.
Yeah,
with that
I had a
company.
great experience at Best Buy. I worked at the one in St. Matthews for
Uh-huh.
7 years.
And now you're working right next to Best
Exactly.
Buy.
Exactly.
There
And
you
I
go.
love that shop. I
Yeah.
have a walkie-talkie that actually reaches that store. And every once in a while, I'll talk to them.
I was going to say Best Buy employees get some pretty righteous discounts.
Oh, you know
on
about
stuff.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
It's
friend.
ungodly.
I had a
It's
friend, and I was
ridiculous.
always trying to score Apple products, but no,
Right.
It's
no
amazing.
discounts on Apple products.
No,
Right.
not. It's but everything's 5% above cost. It's just some of the cost is super high, and then
Yeah.
some of the. I mean, HDMI cables. You go in there and
Right.
spend $20. You as a person spend $20 on HDMI
Yeah.
cable. I have not bought an HDMI cable for less than $5. I
Yeah.
mean, more than $5
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
Yeah.
9
true.
years. You
I
know.
remember that. Yeah, I had a buddy
It's
who
good.
worked there, and the same thing happened. And I was like, "This is
Yeah, when
Awesome right
your
now.
buddy worked there, it was that moment where like MacBooks had that. We're just now getting the little lightning cable
Oh, yeah.
Thunderbolt thingy
Yeah.
to where you could hook HDMI into it, and like, okay, we'll sell you this adapter for the low price of $55.96. And
Right.
he's like, you want one? I'll get you one for $4.
Yeah,
right.
I'll get you one
Yeah.
for $4.
Yeah.
yeah."
I'll take
how that
one
works.
for $4.
Cables are massively marked up. So
So you were selling,
remember that, all you chumps out there shopping at Best Buy.
but you're still pro Best Buy.
Yeah,
I
you're
still love Best
pro,
Buy, though.
pro Best Buy.
I still love them.
So you were hawking TVs. And
Yeah, I
things
actually,
like that.
I led Best Buy. I worked at the home theater department, but I actually led their gaming division
Oh,
when they
okay.
were trying to take over GameStop for the whole district.
Oh, nice.
I was I was up higher up at Best Buy. That's probably why I had better experience.
You were the Steven Spielberg of
Best Buy, yeah. So yeah, and I love that. I love my experience at that company. Then I got poached.
Okay.
Poached from Best Buy to GameStop. GameStop offered me an ungodly amount of money,
Right.
And because I didn't sign a non-disclosure with Best Buy, and I was leading their gaming division, so they pulled me.
Mhm.
They said, "Come over here." Paid me a crap ton of money. I said, "Sure."
Yeah.
After 6 months of getting all the information out of me, they laid me off.
Wow.
So, but best thing that ever happened to me, because Eric's heard the story 100 times. I have a brain tumor, and never knew about it because in retail you just take a pill, you get back on the floor. They don't want you wasted time with your health.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. After GameStop, I got laid off. I got my self checked out. They found a brain tumor. If it would went another month, it would have killed me.
Oh,
Wow.
It's still there in my head, but I had to take a pill to help shrink it and regulate it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I had migraines all the time and never knew what they were started from. So GameStop saved my life.
Right.
It's a horrible.
After
company,
Best Buy killed you for 7 years.
though. Oh, shut the fuck up! Best Buy's amazing.
So when in the comics, how do the comics happen? How does
That was not my dream in life.
How does that go? No,
That is what it shocks everybody when
Best
they walk.
Buy.
That is
was your
shocking.
Yeah,
dream.
shut
right.
Peaked early.
Being Steven Spielberg was
Exactly.
your dream.
You know what's funny? Yes,
Yeah.
the DNN stuff is much more of the dream that I had
Oh,
in
I
life
see.
than it was the destination.
Right.
Destination just afforded me to get those dreams.
Yeah.
I don't even read comics that much. That's what shocks people.
Whoa.
I love the culture. I love
Right.
nerd culture. I'm not one of those high horse people. I
Right.
love everything about. I love Spider-Man. I have Spider-Man shoes on.
You
I
do. You have great Spider-Man shoes, by the way.
I love the nerd culture.
Right.
My original dream, though, was to be an actor, and then it was to be a psychologist. I went to school for it.
Okay.
Best Buy paid for my college at U of
Right.
L and everything.
Right.
I just got bit by the retail bug, and when my grandfather passed away, my mom asked me what I wanted to do with. He's a wealthy man in Virginia, and she said, "What do you want to do with the money?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I want to travel the world." And the exact quote from my mom was, "You're not going to fucking do that." And I said, "All right."
So what's next? What's
yeah,
plan B?
exactly. I was like, "Well, I know retail," and she goes, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I
Yeah.
go, "I guess I'll open a shop."
Nice.
I like the culture. I like nerd culture. So I've been to a bunch of comic book shops, and I always told myself they could be done better. Because a comp, it's still fucking retail. Drives
Right.
me nuts.
Right.
Right.
You still should have a bright, shoppable, fun merchandise store. It's still retail.
Right.
So I just took
Sure.
the basis of retail and made it into a nerd store. So.
Especially like nowadays, like there are like hundreds of new comic book fans every day just
Right.
popping out.
The most
everywhere.
growing demographic are women and young children.
Sure.
So,
And there are just certain shops where you walk into and you're like, you feel like kind of claustrophobic and just out of place.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't get that vibe from your shop.
And I was-
we don't want that to get the vibe. We want
Yeah.
everybody to feel welcome and comfortable in the shop.
Right, and also, and the thing is, it's not one or two shops that are like that. I mean, lots of shops are like that. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Or like you feel like, and this is kind of common. I've read a lot of comic books in my life. I know a lot about this stuff, but sometimes you'll feel like you don't know enough about stuff,
I
even
see,
if
that's
you've read a
true.
ton of it.
That's
right?
what's great because me and my business partner
Yeah.
Evan are both owners of that store,
Right.
and we're not even the comic book knowledge gurus.
Right.
We hired Eric and we hired Mitch,
Uh-huh.
and those two know comics left. We will never talk down to you about comics
Right.
because I don't know it all. Why am
Right.
I going to talk down to you when I am learning every day too?
Of course, yeah.
So
Yeah.
why be pretentious?
Yeah.
So
But Eric can afford to be pretentious.
Eric's
Okay.
always pretentious.
Can afford to-
Eric. A lot of people come up with comic books, and Eric will go, "You like this art?" And then they'll say yes, and Eric laughs at them.
That's what I do
So,
on a regular basis.
Nice.
No,
then
people
again,
don't even know I work there.
no, they don't.
It's true.
They really don't.
It's true.
No, they really don't.
I've worked there
Since day one.
since before the store even opened.
Yep.
And people call the store all the time that have been there since day one as well, and they'll go, "Oh, hey, I'm a customer there. Is Brian or Evan or Mitch available?" Yeah, sure.
They don't know they don't know he works there.
That's why you need to take those calls and be like, no, nobody's here but me.
Nobody's
I'm gonna
here
take
but me."
care of this.
I got you.
It's just because
Yeah.
you're really quiet. You're
That's what it
docile.
is.
You're like a docile deer.
So docile.
You kind of have those doe eyes, so
Right.
Do I?
So that,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I
his
suppose.
nickname. Oh, Doey.
And I will say, I will say, having seen you, Eric, in Bagged and Board, your nonverbal comedy acting is wonderful.
Oh, is
I give
it?
you a thumbs up for that.
Oh,
yeah.
well, thank
good.
you. I
It's
I
good.
told you people like you more than you think.
didn't.
Now tell me what I do good.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me what I
This is
do.
why we
what's
called you here.
interesting is that listening to Nerdstalgia, one of my favorite things is the banter between the two of you.
Really?
And you just told Eric that people like you more than you think, but you're always telling Brian, dude, people like you for more than this or that. Like you guys
It's
are always
true.
just kind of supporting and supporting. It's funny.
Supporting each other with venom and vitriol.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's just how it is, though. That's normal.
Right. That's how
No,
it goes.
Eric's a good kid that I like to think I saved.
Yeah.
Along with
Save
those
me
three
from-
people driving late
Yeah.
at night.
I mean,
Yeah.
I saw Eric one day on the side of the street, and I said,
Yeah.
"Man, you need a job."
Mm.
And then I picked him up, and I said, "Work in my comic book shop."
Right.
Yep, that's what happened.
Now he's there.
That's the story I remember.
That's yours. Yeah. That's the origin
Actually,
story.
I worked with Eric at Best Buy. That's how I've known Eric.
okay.
I've known Eric a long time.
I have a feeling that Eric doesn't like Best Buy much.
He hates it.
I don't care for Best Buy
He
at all.
hates it, but
It
that's
was
only
not a good experience.
What about those $5 HDMI cables?
Yeah,
I mean,
what
that's
about-
pretty sweet, but like, you can buy that online too.
Hey, Eric,
Right.
Eric, what about all those friends you made there, such as me, that employs
Right.
you at his comic book shop, gave you the opportunity to do the DNN stuff?
You
I mean, that's pretty
ungrateful.
cool.
You're
But
friends with
again,
Evan. Evan was at Best Buy.
there was a lot of people
Matt
that worked
Party.
at Best Buy. Fucking
Matt
naming people.
Johnson.
Bradley Clark.
Let's just name
yeah,
people.
everybody that worked at Best Buy.
Jeremy Ringo.
Yeah, he was a great
Jonesy. Oh, Jonesy's
guy.
amazing.
I didn't know Jonesy.
That was
Anyway,
before Cigaros started, I guess. Right? Yeah, something like that.
no, yeah, I didn't care for Best Buy.
Yeah.
It's
good
not a great
company.
place.
He's saying that they
Actually,
made you.
Dr. Best Buy is one of our most frequent listeners. So
Oh, is he really?
should be careful.
We always called him
Dr.
Rick Best Buy when we talked about him.
Yeah, Dr. Rick.
The
Yeah.
doctor
Rick
might
Best Buy.
strike. So something to consider. Just something to think about.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll edit out everything you said if that's what you want.
No, I don't.
But
I
the
don't want
doctor,
that. I'd like
the
it on
doctor
record.
is the smiter. Smiter.
Smiter.
I'm
of-
telling you, Eric, it's such a good company. They paid for my whole college experience at Louisville. They paid my. I was a supervisor full time, and they let me go to college full time, and they paid my way. They're such a
I
good
just
company.
imagine it's like you came from some third world country and saw like a McDonald's and it was the best thing you'd ever seen.
Oh, shut up!
And then
I-
everyone else that was like used to it was like, no, this isn't that great.
No,
Actually,
I came from Six Flags, Kentucky Kingdom,
My
which
point.
was god awful.
my point.
And I went to Best Buy, and that company saved my life. I was on the brink of killing myself. That company
Oh,
saved
God in
my
heaven.
life. Love that company.
Why do I feel like there's still some sort of unseen business connection between the destination and Best Buy at this
No,
point?
none whatsoever. None whatsoever. They're just an amazing company, and more people should work there.
Right.
I'm gonna have to wholeheartedly disagree with both of those statements.
So, all right, I have one question I wanted to ask both of you, and I probably could have found this out by listening
7
to...
inches.
No,
8.5.
dude, the guys in the Wizard of Oz were way taller than that.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no way. But no, how would you? Let's locate your nerdism, your nerdery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your, yeah. What do you all nerd out about? You said you're not even a big comic reader.
I'm not. If
Yeah.
you've listened to my show Nerdstalgia, which
Yeah.
now I think you haven't,
I have, but I've listened to maybe
mentioned that.
5 episodes.
I mentioned that quite a bit.
Right.
So
Don't call me out on my show. Don't you call me out on my show.
If only you had the alpha mic.
I know. It's not. I'm not in a
No,
power position.
I nerd. I like video games.
Yeah.
I like comic books. I like the culture. I love.
right.
I'm
Been
a
reading
massive.
Secret Wars.
Yeah, I'm reading
Oh,
Secret
yeah.
Wars. I'm a massive art whore. Like I will
Okay.
buy comic book covers or comic books just to look at the art. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
art. I'm such an art snob. I got art all over my place.
Uh-huh.
I like action figures. I love collectibles. I have
Yeah.
statues. So I'm still a pretty big nerd. Star Trek is amazing. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things in the world to watch.
Right.
So
That's
My
a
dad
good
used to take me to Star Trek conventions as a kid.
you're a lucky man.
I got the chicken pox second time
Sounds about right.
seeing Brent Spiner. Spiner, is that right?
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
wait a second.
God in
wait
heaven, it
a
still came
second.
up.
What?
Wait a second.
What's
Are you
going on?
talking ill of my friend Brent Spiner?
No, it's
Okay.
just coincidence.
Did you give him chicken pox? Or
I
he
feel
give
like
you
it was-
chicken
I
pox?
might have.
I feel like it was
might
probably
have
not
given-
chicken pox. It was probably an alien who sucks the salt out of you. when you're on an
Oh,
alien
good
planet,
reference.
Yeah,
Good
right?
reference there.
Boom.
Bingo.
Yep.
It's from the original.
I was
series.
hoping this guy
Yeah.
would get it.
Original
We're
series.
talking Next Generation,
Right, I know.
on this episode. So
No,
Something
Brent
to-
Spiner is actually a good friend of mine. We email back and forth. We met at
Really?
a con.
Whoa.
Yeah, we met at a con, and we hit it off. He actually helped me get laid.
The
So-
inverse happened with me and my experience with the Next Generation
That's
cast
true.
member.
That's true. I'll let him. You can tell your story in a second.
yeah.
But Brent Spiner, we met at a con and we hit it off, and then
Right.
I'm actually in the process of twice now I'm supposed to went to his house and look at some of his collectibles because he wants to sell some stuff from the show.
Oh, cool.
And both times I've just been unable to go because he's
Yeah.
so far away.
Right, where
but
does he live?
California. But
Typical Spiner.
he's an awesome dude, and he actually emails me. He'll ask me about is your health okay because of the brain tumor and all that. So one of my lifelong dreams, I actually Data is my friend.
That's pretty cool.
So it's pretty awesome.
But
Now tell him what happened
I
to
was
you.
going to say, much like Best Buy, the experiences are divided.
They are divided.
So
tell him what Deanna Troy did to you.
Yeah, so Marina Sirtis, the actress that played Deanna Troy, we went to Lexington Comic Con, and I was there with, obviously the store, and we were doing podcast stuff, and my soon-to-be ex-wife, and she was not that at the time, if you can tell where the story's going.
They were married.
Yeah, so she loved Deanna Troy. We go down there, and Deanna Troy starts shitting all over me like immediately. She's like, "What is that on your face?" She's like, "How could anyone like a man with a beard?" Blah, like all this shit. And she like looks at her. She's like, "Oh, she's so beautiful. What are you doing with him?" And then she looks directly at me and says, "Don't fuck it up." 2 weeks later.
Oh.
It's basically you say you done fucked up.
But
Like,
she saved you.
She did,
Yeah, because turns out bitch is crazy.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so it is. I think Brian and I are on a parallel. Like, if he has a good experience and a theme, like I should just avoid it.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out.
One
for
of
me.
you is the bizarro of the other, and I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to say.
You're dressed in like bright colors and like you're in black.
It's true.
Yeah.
I do have bright socks on and everything. I'm very flamboyant.
Right,
I have black
right.
socks on.
See, I was really hoping that story was going to end with, and then Deanna Troy hit on me, and so that
And that's what.
right.
No, that's the story. That's
That's
what happened.
You know what?
I just hadn't got to that.
that
point.
You're like, that's
That-
what I said.
Next con we go to and she's there, I'll let her know what she did to you. She might sleep with you just to be nice. She's really
Yep, I'm sure she has a habit of doing that.
Right.
really
Nerds
old
at conventions.
Either that or sign something. Either way.
For a price.
I would just give it to
601.
Brian.
I've got all their signatures. Again,
Nice.
good personal friends of Brent Spiner. Don't need the pity from Marina Service.
Did you just? I feel like a name just fell.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I got some more up the street. Are you all familiar with Shooter McGavin? Also a good friend of mine.
Oh,
Not his real name.
Not his
Spoiler
real
alert.
name. But in all honesty, when I email him and talk, I do still call him Shooter McGavin.
Good.
Of course you do.
Good.
So-
You'd have to learn to live with that. If
He
you were
actually
that guy.
he sold
whatever his name is.
he sold stuff at our booth at Lexington.
Oh yeah.
He came by
Oh,
our
nice.
booth and
Nice.
sold some items. So
Yeah.
again, I got a lot of celebrity friends.
Right.
A lot of celebrity friends. familiar with a little guy by the name of Steven Spielberg and Chris Pratt.
No, I never heard of them.
Yeah, I'm not friends with them.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But
Right.
they're really.
Right.
I'd like to be friends.
they're
with them.
good.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
they're
say.
good.
Well, they're regular listeners. So
We just
I'm sure you'll
watched
get a call.
Jurassic World today.
Right.
Yeah, was
We
it
are
good?
seeing it on Monday, so don't say a damn thing.
Oh,
Okay.
So-
Never mind
I won't
then,
tell you
guess.
I won't say if it's good or bad.
Right. Maybe it's
But
good.
this is
maybe
what
it's
I
bad.
will say.
I'm ready.
This is somebody on the Bagged and Board episode. One of them said, "I love all the non-audio comedy on the show, or all the visual comedy on this podcast."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, you get a little extra. You get a little extra."
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good
So-
movie.
I'm
Good
gonna.
flick.
Don't change your plans.
I'm gonna tag that actually. I'm gonna say that tonight when I post on Facebook, I'm gonna be like, hey, it just went on this show that I can't remember. This went on this
Villain
show.
District Podcast.
And Villain District Podcast. Just went on this Villain
Right.
District Podcast. Best
yeah.
non-verbal podcast I've ever been on.
Right. Yeah.
So
I like
Yeah.
it.
It's all
That's what I'll
interpretive dance.
It's more of an experience.
it's more of an
really.
experience.
Really.
You have to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You have to. That's really. That's all the best podcasts. You just have to be there.
Don't
So-
listen.
Right. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Don't listen to it.
Don't worry about it. All right. So we've located your nerdness.
Yeah.
Let's locate yours.
So for me, I do read comic books.
Right.
I enjoy them.
Can I put this to the side and make a phone call?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Whatever you gotta
Yeah,
do.
absolutely.
I like DC comic books. I like Marvel comic books. I like all the comic books, really.
Yeah.
Let's see. I am super into art. I have way too much of it that I buy at the various conventions and things.
Oh yeah.
Like art as in like like single like commissioned stuff that people do, or
I haven't got any commissions because I'm not Moneybags Brian, but I do buy prints and stuff. No, that's not true. I think I do have a couple commissions actually.
I'm Moneybags,
but
but
no-
I got a lot of money.
But no, yeah. Art
Ladies.
is probably like my big vice, and I do geek out about that. I'm also a big comedy nerd. Like
Yeah.
I'd like to listen to a bunch of different podcasts with various stand-up comedians. But in terms of like this realm of nerdery, I'd
Right.
have to say mostly, just DC stuff. I have a Green Lantern tattoo.
Nice.
I'm a
cool.
fan of that stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel like there's quite a bit of overlap between like different varieties of geek culture and stuff like that, or not even geek culture, but just like various fandoms. Like pro wrestling has a lot. Like I'm not personally into pro wrestling really, but it has a lot of overlap with like comic books and animation and stuff like
Our
that.
next podcast, is it the next one?
Yep.
The one this week? The one this week is about wrestling.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, the one next week will be about.
I'm sorry, the one next week. What's one this week?
DC.
Second half of DC.
Yep.
Oh right.
See, we do so many that we just have them in the can.
Right. You guys do long
That's good.
podcasts.
We do very
We
long
do
podcasts.
long ones, yeah.
Very long podcasts.
Yeah.
I ramble a lot. Have you not noticed that?
No.
The longest
When
one.
does that start? What is
Oh, actually, never mind. That was the shortest one. Never
What?
mind. I was going to say I once spent 4 hours working on one that ended up being 45 minutes long.
Oh,
that
no.
was like the most disheartening thing.
That's
I think
because
I've
I
ever
rambled
done.
way too much.
right?
I,
And it
here's the
wasn't
thing.
all gold.
Yeah,
No,
What are you
here's the thing.
saying?
I say a lot of racist things that he edits out.
that's true.
So yeah, it's
Like intentional
no.
racist things?
what?
Intentional
But
racist?
Intentional
Only about
racism.
races that are now extinct. So like Aztecs.
Yeah, Aztecs.
Oh.
Aztecs.
People
Really,
don't hear
guys,
from anymore.
Aztecs, right?
Totally.
They're always
Totally.
just getting conquered. It's a damn shame.
So
That's funny.
no, I don't know how that. I don't know I don't know what stays in and what doesn't.
Right.
So
It's
Yeah.
all in his hands, really.
it really is.
He could take your words and just put them in a different order.
I had.
Make you say whatever he wanted.
I got all cocky because that's what I do. And my comedian buddies came up to me and said, "Hey man, we listen to your podcast, and they're telling me to like do open mics, and they're like, you are actually you're very funny and everything else." And I go to Eric and Evan, and I'm just like, "Hey, all my comedian friends said I'm really funny and everything else." And then this
Right.
son of a bitch goes, "Oh yeah, let's see how funny you are after I don't edit you." And I'm like, "Wow, wait a
Oh, snap.
That's an uncanny impression of
take
me.
my gold away from me." Yeah.
That's what I do.
So really, all he's saying is that you're a comedy duo. That's not so bad. Just shaking his head.
Shaking
Nope.
his head,
Nope.
everyone, he shook his head.
Again, nonverbal comedy. But yeah, also, so the other thing I was going to say is pro wrestling has a lot of overlap, but also stand-up comedy.
Oh yeah.
Because I was thinking about it. Like, I was at the other night, the 789 show.
789.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I was at that the other night, and I've seen some of them before, and they did some jokes I'd heard before, but I was laughing just as hard as the first time I heard them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is that? And then I thought, oh, well, I've seen like every Louis C.K. stand-up 3 or 4 times. I've
Sure.
seen all the Jim Gaffigans 3 or 4 times. I've seen
Yeah, it just
Jeselnik's
works
3 or
that
4
way.
times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can rewatch that stuff.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
No, they're amazing.
So,
they're
yeah.
great.
And also, when you're in a room with a bunch of people who maybe are hearing it for the first time
Right.
and they're laughing, then that
Yeah.
just kind of adds to
It's
the energy of the
contagious.
room. And
Yeah. Absolutely.
But they are great. Renan and Sean Smith and
Right.
Everybody.
Mandy McKelvey. All of them are just they are just so funny to watch.
Yeah.
I've to what you're saying. I've been to almost every show for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard bits upon bits that have
Yeah.
been started as something in their head that have been refined,
Yeah.
and they just get better and better and better.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
just
Yeah.
so good.
Definitely.
So.
The kid, Jordan,
Oh, the pen.
Yes.
the pen guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
the
a couple
pen.
weeks ago.
I was ferociously
You should-
tickled
you
by
should
that.
give a quick summary of what
Oh,
that was.
I heard about that.
I don't know how to.
You
I
were
saw him
there.
before. No, I wasn't.
Oh no, that's
I
right.
heard his other thing about his pillow a while ago.
Yes, that's right. His pillow. Yeah.
It's like super like G-rated comedy.
Yeah,
but
it's out
like,
there.
It works.
It
But
does.
The thing is, I don't know how well it would work. Like to like a cold crowd. You know what I mean?
Correct. I actually saw his thing at a cold crowd, and it did not. That's when
Yeah.
Eric first saw him. We saw him
It's
at
like awkward
Kaiju's.
laughs.
Yeah, we're all
And-
just kind of like, what? So is this dude being for real right
Exactly.
now? Or what are we?
It didn't work.
I have
Yeah.
a magic pen. I have a magic pen.
Yeah.
This is my magic
my
pen.
God. I was crying.
But
So
it worked.
funny.
It worked that night, and
Yeah.
it
Oh,
did. And I think that's because a lot of his humor really plays off the audience. He needs the audience
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
really go with him on it. And
Right.
like when we saw him at Kaiju's, nobody was going with him. You know,
Yeah.
he was a pin drop, away from being heckled. And at the Birchtown, everybody was going with him, and he
Yeah.
was
Sure.
thriving off that. So
Well, he seems pretty young too, right?
he does
Probably.
seem very young. I don't know him. He's actually one of the few
Yeah.
I've just recently was introduced to him. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I really like just sort of straight ahead stand up. And there's a lot of really good.
I was
straight
gonna
ahead
say like
stand-up.
Renan's like as far as just
Yes.
Oh, he's
very
amazing.
like
good.
just what you would think of as stand up.
Stand-up
He just
comedian.
kills
No,
it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
kills it.
It's felt very crafted, like an actual
Right.
Right.
produced thing.
well, that
when he
was.
kept talking about his fake kid. Oh my god.
Oh, no, it's
Oh,
hilarious.
that was really good.
And what you're smart. You're smart to notice that because Renan probably is the most crafted of all of them. I mean, this is what he does. You know,
Right.
like they all do it, but
Right.
he
One-man show
is.
coming
He goes town to town to town
Oh,
and
really?
refines
Okay.
everything. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, he's amazing.
I mean, and so there's really good straight ahead people like that. But then like the guy with the pen, and I can't remember his name already.
It's Jordan something.
yeah, him, and then
the
there
Nashville
was
somethings.
there was a guy the other night who was in a possum costume.
yeah,
And I don't know him. I've never heard of him or seen him
I've
before.
seen him once before.
Yep.
Right. It was. I mean, I was in pain by the end of it, but I wasn't sure that everybody was in pain by the end of it.
No,
Yeah.
here's the first time I saw him. He actually first time I saw him, it was actually pretty funny. He had some pretty funny one-liners,
Yeah.
This time though, I noticed it was harder to understand him. There was a lot of jokes that were being muffled,
Right.
And
From the costume?
Well, and a
Yeah.
lot of it was.
I wasn't there that night.
A lot of it was very voice based and very like just. It was one of those things where if you were not on board, you were either on board or you were not on board,
Correct.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like he talked about was it Kenny Rogers? He talked about Kenny Rogers'
Barbecue
blood being
blood.
barbecue
Barbecue
sauce
blood, yeah.
and things like this. It was very just out there.
Which obviously, now that I think about
Right.
it probably is, right?
Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, in real life,
Yeah.
it's a health thing.
yeah,
so.
it's
how to
funny.
feel
It's
about that guy.
funny how it's very funny to watch. It's I like comedy because it can almost be a social experiment.
Sure.
And it's very funny to watch how when he walks on the stage, he sometimes can lose half the room just by walking on the stage because the costume. You know,
Right.
like immediately
Right.
you shut down and don't want to like the guy.
So the costume was
Yeah.
it was a possum mask.
Yeah.
And then like a mechanic's jacket with long sleeves, and then like 90s wrestling tiger pants
And a tail.
and a tail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
he.
Yeah.
It's funny because he'll lose a lot of people just
Yeah.
almost instantaneously. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the first time I've ever seen him at the Barchtown.
Oh, for real?
Normally, he's at Kaiju's.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you go out to comedy? Like that is comedy's happening quite a bit, right?
All over the
Oh,
place.
I was gonna say there's like at least 2 or 3 nights that I know about.
I
Every
mean,
week.
how often
But-
do I go?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Help me
geez,
all go.
I back when Groucho's was a thing, I loved Groucho's. Groucho does his karaoke out of the Barchtown now.
Oh,
I'm
right,
glad
right.
for that. But went to Groucho's all the time. I go to Kaiju's Comedy Attack all the time.
Yeah.
Done by Jake Reber, which is on Bad and Board.
Oh, right,
And
right.
then I go to the Barchtown. I go to the Barchtown probably too much. I'm a bit of a regular there with
Yeah.
my business partner.
Yeah.
I'm there all the time. So
Yeah, that's a cool place, man. I hadn't been
Amazing
there until
place.
I had not been there until recently.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great bar.
the
Yeah.
food is unbelievable.
Yeah, it
I
is.
really wish they would
I've
pep
never tried
themselves
the food.
out with food.
The food is good. Me and Jake went the other day, and
Gotcha.
I had like a coleslaw burger of some sort, and it was phenomenal.
That doesn't sound very good to
It
me.
doesn't, but it was.
Well,
It
first
was
of all,
very good.
really quick,
Yeah.
that's the way barbecue should be done with coleslaw on it. Now he had the burger, but
was just
what
the
I-
burger.
What I'm talking about
Yes.
is that I think Louisville doesn't know how to do barbecue.
Here
Everybody,
we
in,
go.
everybody in Louisville.
The great state of Virginia chiming in.
Hold on. Everybody in Louisville is an idiot when it comes to barbecue. You all douse it in crap and then go like, oh, well, that's barbecue. That's not fucking barbecue. You all
just
just
like-
douse it in shit.
I would just like to say that we, the hosts of the Villain District podcast, do not feel that way about
Barbecue in this
any of
town
our
is a
listenership.
joke. All right, barbecue should be. It's a vinegar-based meat,
Right.
cured and everything, and it should have coleslaw on top, and it's amazing. And that's the way
You
the
don't.
people
You
should
don't
eat
want
it.
any what we would say barbecue sauce. You
No,
don't want
because
any of
you all are taking the flavor away from the meat. You just you
False.
You all, you all,
false. That was good.
you all would be happy with just a fucking plate of barbecue sauce.
That actually would make me kind of
You
Sweet
all-
baby Ray's.
Sweet baby Ray's. Bring it.
No,
Yeah.
that's
My
not how
little
barbecue.
sweet
sauce
I mean, I
is.
would take. All right, I would mix the best of both worlds. I would say I'll take some barbecue sauce, but I'll take some slaw on top. That'll do. That'll be fine with
No,
me.
your problem is that all you'll taste is the barbecue sauce because it's overpowering. Here's the thing: as the resident foodie here, because I am the, Eric. Am I not the foodie? I'm the foodie.
You're
Oh
a
no!
foodie.
See, you're just
Party
drunk. I'm the resident foodie, and I go to restaurants all over this great
Right.
country. And Louisville, by the way, has some of the best restaurants. I
Yeah.
will say that, especially
Yeah.
downtown with all the new things that are Harvest and
Right,
you know
yeah.
Proofs and everything else. Some of the best
Yeah.
restaurants. I'm just telling you guys that with barbecue, you're wrong.
Okay.
You
That's
all don't know
okay.
how to eat it.
That's okay.
No, I know how to eat it. Let me tell you. Well, you could go to like there's a place on Market that sells barbecue now. You can go there and they don't like put sauce on it.
You're correct.
Right.
Where's that?
What the fuck is the name of
Feast.
the place? Feast.
Feast.
Yes.
Never been to Feast.
They
it's
are
very
good.
good.
They're
It
very
is
good.
very good, yeah.
and they do barbecue, right?
Okay.
And
Wait. By that you mean they offer you barbecue sauce with it?
on the side
On the side.
because
Right.
you should be able
Right.
to pick whether
Right,
you want
okay.
your crap doused
Yeah,
in barbecue
okay.
sauce.
Well, here's
Right,
always
right.
my quandary with barbecue
Okay.
since as far back as I can remember.
I mean, guys, I don't eat
Yeah.
pork, so
Right. So I've never had this
yeah,
stuff.
I've never had this
So-
stuff.
Yeah. But I hear tell.
my
It's-
thought has always been, okay, you have barbecue sauce, right?
Yeah,
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Following me?
following
Barbecue.
you. I think so.
BBQ sauce.
BBQ.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Is barbecue a flavor, or does that mean this is what you eat on top of barbecue?
Well, see, and that's the problem.
That's the question. I don't know.
Okay.
Barbecue is not a flavor. Barbecue is made a flavor by whatever idiots decided to douse things in sauce.
Wait, but it's still barbecue if it doesn't have the sauce,
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Barbecue is not the sauce itself.
Right.
So how do we define barbecue?
Is it just the pork?
Yes, it's
the
just the
meat.
pork. It's the way it's cooked.
It's just the
Really?
meat.
Like, so pork on the grill is,
Barbecue. Yeah.
What is it, smoked or something? I don't know. I'm not.
I guess you could smoke it.
I don't know. I don't know how it's made. Is that
Not the sauce. It's not the sauce.
You're the foodie.
I am the foodie. I'm the resident foodie on the panel. today.
Right, right.
I sort of go all over the place.
We always need one foodie on the panel.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
We need to
absolutely.
have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
People should understand that Louisville's got a great food scene and
Yeah.
be able to eat more. Tired of people eating at McDonald's and stuff. Let's,
Yeah.
Oh,
let's,
yeah.
let's
Oh,
open our
yeah.
palates up.
Yeah, of
you
course.
could spend the same amount of money, and I have proven this to many of friends of mine.
Yeah.
People always give me that bullshit answer. Oh, McDonald's is cheap, and you know,
Right.
going here is not. I have went to nice restaurants around town
Yeah.
and maybe spent $1 more than
Right.
McDonald's. I'm not saying you had to go. And here's what's funny: people, when I say that I'm a foodie, I get people that go like, "Well, you like Ruth's Chris? Ruth's Chris is
Oh.
disgusting. It's a chain restaurant.
See, I've never been there.
It's
No, I
just-
haven't either.
Yeah.
It's an overrated steak.
Yeah.
I love the way people act like that's the pinnacle of steak. No, I've been to real steak places.
Yeah.
That place is just a chain joke.
I was
Oh,
gonna
you
say-
mean like Logan's? Is that what you're talking
like Logan.
about? Yeah, dude, Logan's.
Texas
Logan's
Roadhouse.
is righteous.
Texas Roadhouse, you had that?
Yeah.
It's very good.
Throw the
you can
peanuts right
you
on
can
the
throw 'em
floor.
Right on the floor.
The only
it's a party.
chain restaurant worth a damn is Rafferty's.
Rafferty's.
Rafferty's
Interesting.
is amazing.
Okay.
Aspen Creek too. They're pretty good. They're the two chain restaurants that are worth a damn.
I will say.
Rafferty's is owned by Best Buy.
Yeah, right. Owned by Dr. Best Buy. I will say, yeah, if I'm looking to go out and eat, I'm not looking to go out and eat somewhere that I could go anywhere and eat that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're a smart man.
Yeah.
You
Even
can't
though you
go
don't-
anywhere and eat McDonald's. Actually, at this point, you probably
right,
can.
at this point
Yeah.
you probably can. And sometimes I'll have a Chipotle, you know, if
Is
it's
there a
or
McDonald's
Jimmy John's
in
if I'm
a-
on the run.
McDonald's and
Jimmy John's is disgusting.
Oh, I'm okay with it. Just
Now,
get that veggie just
here-
with extra whatever.
throughout the week here at the studio, if I don't
Right.
want to ever leave to go get lunch or something,
Yeah.
like the Jimmy John's on Market is like. What's crazy fast?
crazy.
Freaky
Freaky fast.
Freaky
Yeah,
fast
freaky.
But you
delivery.
got so many fun places to eat around here.
Yeah, but I will say that I am absolutely sick of it. I'm utterly
It's
sick of
literally
it.
just about filling your stomach. at
That's
this
all
point.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
I've gone too long. I've gone too long,
Uh-huh.
and now something has to happen.
Right.
You have plenty of places around here. You go to
Yeah.
Toast. You should go to Harvest. Harvest is really good.
Never been to either of those places. Sometimes I'll go down
Harvest.
to like Taco Luchador. Have you ever heard of Taco Luchador?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah,
It's good.
They're good.
not a big fan of Mexican food.
Do you like tacos though?
No.
Do you like
Yeah.
pork tacos? Which
Because
you've never
they
had pork and you don't like tacos?
they have tacos there, so
Right.
something
I
to think
would-
about.
Hence the name.
What's the name of the place again?
It's what's
Taco
it?
Luchador.
No, that's the place we plug on our podcast.
No, that's
Taco Tico.
Taco
Sorry, Taco
Tico.
Tico.
Taco Tico. There was a Taco
that a
Tico
thing?
in Somerset, Kentucky,
Right.
back in
Is
the
that
day.
still a thing?
I don't know.
Taco
We
Tico?
just randomly plug it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just pick a business and plug it.
That's nice.
Actually, no. The
That's
guy
nice
that
of you.
worked, the guy that worked at Taco Tico came into the store.
Oh, that's
One
right.
Is
day.
there
That's
a
why we
Taco-
plugged him.
Is there a Taco
Oh.
Tico in town?
Uh,
Taco
somewhere.
Tico in town?
Yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere there's a Taco Tico in town.
Somerset, Kentucky.
Somerset, Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah,
Somerset,
Exactly.
it's
Kentucky.
good.
Yeah,
good.
it's close.
It's tacos. So
Right. What? Did you tickle yourself?
That was my
I-
fault. I got us on food.
I suppose
Right.
I'm hungry
I know.
actually.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So you guys have Nerdstalgia, which is coming out. Do you have a regular day that you drop on?
I don't know. Ask Eric.
So,
you really only do show up and talk.
Yep.
Right. Or I guess at your house, so yeah.
So Nerdstalgia comes out every Monday,
Okay.
and
All right.
this is all like, assuming nothing's gone horribly wrong.
Right.
So
Right.
Nerdstalgia comes out every
If it
Monday.
comes out Tuesday, that means someone died.
Yeah,
that's
it's all
how you
over.
know.
Let's see. Girl Gone Geek, it comes out on Saturdays. Let's see. Damn Good and Bagged and Bearded are new, so they don't have a set date yet.
Yeah.
And
Animation
Destination, and that's in Brandon's realm. So Brandon
Thursday, I believe.
controls that.
I believe
Is
it's
it
Thursday.
Okay.
Nice.
We all just kind of operate independently of each other to a certain
Okay.
extent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's still a network. So we
right,
all
right.
still,
but like it's like
as far as the editing goes with some of the things, Eric edits 2 of them. Some of them edit
Okay.
themselves.
Yeah.
So
Girl Gone Geek, does that, because that's the only other one I've heard several times. That's here in town as well.
yeah, that's no.
records
These are all done. In
They're
town.
all here,
They're all
yeah.
done in town. They're all done by people I know. It's
Yeah.
not like I just randomly acquire people.
Right. Right.
Even though I do always look for acquisitions.
right.
So
It would probably be bad to randomly acquire people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a phrase that you want to be using.
yeah, no, I did recently just have 2 people pitch new shows to me.
Okay.
In fact, both were at the Barchtown last night.
Oh, yeah?
and,
Nice.
I get a lot of times that people come up to me and want to be a part of this, and
Right.
now for the sanity of people like Eric and Evan, I've been turning people away
Uh-huh.
because I would just let it keep going and going and
Right.
going until
You're not editing any of it. So
Exactly.
It's fine. It's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He
You just
gets
have
it.
to, yeah.
He gets it.
You just got to
so
show up and talk. So
that's all I
yeah.
got to do.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know why they bitch so much about
Sure.
it.
I mean, at some point you have to think about like your like the DNN brand, though, right? So like you want to make sure that there's not too much to consume. You know what I mean?
Right.
Did you
No,
ever
I know.
consider that?
Yeah, I know
Did you-
Evan. All right. Calm down over there. Calm down over there. I hear this from my business partner all the time, which
Smart man.
I
Yeah.
am very much controlling that. So
Right.
I'm curbing it because
You're reining it in.
But you're in a good spot though, because everything is niched in such
Correct.
a way that you're not just
Yeah.
doing a bunch of versions of the same thing.
and my
Exactly.
only fear, the only one that scares me is Bad and Bearded, and that's because on Nerdstalgia we talk about comic books.
I say cut it. You don't need that one.
But I can't wait to hear their first show. It comes out this week,
Yep.
so
Oh, nice.
can't wait to hear it. Hopefully, it's going to be good.
Now, considering it's called Bagged and Bearded, so it's like a comic book.
Yeah, all they talk
Direction.
about is comic books,
Yeah.
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 So that's
They
the
even
first
named their episode issues, which is very interesting. Issue 1, Issue 2, all
That's
that.
cool.
That is
So.
cool.
I like that.
It's smart. I'm
smart.
pretty excited to
It
hear
is fun.
it. So
Nice
It
little
is
chat
smart.
about
And then
comic books.
when you jump the shark, you can do a reboot and
Yep.
do
Yep.
like yeah.
you could kill everybody on the
You
show.
kill
and then,
everybody.
Yeah.
we launch them.
But
Actually,
this-
Brandon does die every time he does a video.
Yes,
a
that's one of our.
recurring
We
joke
do
we
have a. Brandon is kind of our. Brandon hosts Animation Destination. He's
Yeah.
got a really good interview voice, so he's our guy that interviews people.
Yeah.
And we have a thing where every time Brandon does a video, we kill him at the end of it somehow. And so we always have an in
Right. memoriam
at the end to Brandon. It's very funny. It's on our
Nice.
YouTube. You should check it out.
So is the YouTube? What's the link for the YouTube?
YouTube.com/destination believe it's Destination Comics or Destination.
Okay. Because I haven't seen any of this. What's going on?
If you go to destinationcomics.com, you can go to the DNN tab, and it'll take you to everything.
Okay.
So.
I watched about a minute and a half of Button Mashers, but that was all because I was at work. So
Yeah, they're refining themselves, Button Mashers. They're starting to get their niche. We're working with them to try to. Because here's the problem: they're and I come down on them a lot. They're kind of they are literally my redheaded stepchild.
Right.
I tend to always focus a lot of my anger on them, but that's only and I've tried to tell them this. It's only because everybody and their mother has a Let's Play. And
all
I'm
right,
trying to
explain
get them,
this to me.
Yeah.
Explain to me a Let's Play, because I have not seen one before I watched this, I don't think. So explain that for people who have no idea what that
It's
means.
where someone plays a game and then commentates over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
it's like Conan does that.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Even TV show hosts doing it.
I'm out of it.
And I just want them to find their niche. And I know it's probably I tend to have two different sides. I tend to have the wacky side and the business side.
Right.
And a lot of times I've noticed people have a hard time distinguishing the two. Or, I know in Eric's case, he even deals with it because, he deals with the business side like he did today. And then he deals with this side, which I'm more fun. And it's, I think sometimes it's like, I think it really fucks with people's heads. So it's like they don't know, they're like, what should I take him seriously right now? Or
you need to prep them. You need to prime them. Just be like business.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just say whatever, and then be like, "This is fun."
I was
thinking
about different glasses.
Right.
So,
I like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, he's wearing those glasses today. Like
business glasses on.
So,
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of The Prestige. You watch The Prestige?
I love that movie.
I was going to say,
one of my
spoiler
favorite
alert.
What about it?
Christian Bale's character.
Oh, right.
It's like,
Right.
I don't love you today, or I love you
Or
today.
I love you today.
Yeah.
Let's just say that's you. You're Christian Bale.
That movie
Right.
is amazing.
It's very good.
Good movie.
The movie's amazing.
very good.
It's
One of
my
the 5
favorite
movies Brian's seen.
I was gonna. This is another thing. Apparently, this is a running.
Have
thing.
you seen the
Is that-
Labyrinth yet?
I was gonna say you
No.
haven't seen a lot of movies.
I've not.
Apparently.
That's a good bit that you need to continue
Right.
doing
fun.
because that's
Yeah.
really funny. I was tickled.
It's funny when people go along with it. The wrestling episode was a pretty bad one because my buddy, I love Jake Reber. The wrestling one will come out next week, but my buddy Jake was on it, which plays the character on Badton Boy. Just to let you know, he is that character in real life. He's not playing a character. Jake is very to the point. So like I'm sitting here doing the bit, that Brian hasn't seen it, and I'm sitting here and doing the Goonies, and Jake is in the background. This is stupid. Move on. I want to play WWE No Mercy. And I'm like, okay, man. Like I'm trying to I
could see that.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, this kind of landed nowhere. Thanks, Jake. So, but no, it's a fun thing. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen.
Yeah,
a lot.
How does that happen? You just not.
I
grew
grew up a lonely child. I had a very troubled past.
I've heard of bits and pieces.
Yeah, he's heard.
Yeah.
You listen to the show. I won't get into too much of it, but there's a lot of bullshit that happened in my past, and a lot of times I watched movies when I was younger, and I was a depressed kid. A lot of my times was spent crying in a room because some shit happened to me, and I lost every friend overnight. So and. A lot of movies just back then reminded me of my friends, and really the only thing that was my saving grace was Star Trek. It let me escape. So that's kind of what
Brent Spiner Strikes Again.
Exactly.
There you go.
That's where I felt comfortable.
Right.
So a lot of them I just didn't see, and then other ones, it's other ones are just fuck. I don't know. I can't explain it either.
Right.
Because I've never seen A Christmas Story. Shocks the hell out of people.
You have to try to not see
About
that
time.
movie.
Yeah.
You have to try. Yeah.
It's
kind of true.
How does that even happen?
That is
I saw
kinda true.
Indiana Jones a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Raiders? You mean Raiders?
All of them.
Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never saw him until a month ago.
Now I didn't hear that episode, but I need to go back, listen to the episode where you're trying to describe what Indiana Jones is.
It actually was because there's enough. I knew enough about the culture of it, so I said
guy with a whip. Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't even say that. No, I said a guy that's being chased by Nazis while looking for treasure.
That's pretty good.
And
Yeah, close
I
enough.
was
pretty good.
I was pretty close.
I mean, you actually kind of nailed Labyrinth too. If we're gonna be
Yeah.
real.
Well,
He
you know,
fell
I-
ass backwards into it.
I
was
haven't
pretty
seen
good.
it yet, but people are telling me that I'm
Yeah.
actually pretty damn close with
You got
Labyrinth.
pretty good with. What did you say with Labyrinth? Because I don't.
Well,
wanna
it's
spoil-
definitely
I don't wanna
not.
Poison the
I
well.
feel like it's David Bowie,
like
but
it's
it's
David Bowie,
definitely
but
not
that
him.
would-
But I'm
that
just
would-
gonna say it.
that would be
make any
stupid.
sense.
Well, because I was remembering the show of Extras, and here's the thing: I somehow fell ass backwards into it because I know references from other things.
Yeah.
So I try to piece it together, but the best one everybody loves is Schindler's List, and
Yeah.
what I
Right.
did was Schindler's List.
Right.
Did you all hear that one?
I think I did.
I don't think I did.
I think I heard. Actually, I think I heard a later episode where you referenced.
I heard
that
the
you did
episode, the Labyrinth episode you referenced.
Yeah,
Yes,
everybody
that's what I
loves
heard.
the Schindler's List one, and I'll just tell it for your
Yeah.
audience out there. But
Yeah.
I knew Liam Neeson as an action star,
Okay.
so I thought Schindler's List
No.
was
Right.
was Liam Neeson putting a list together of top level Jews to kill.
Because in the Holocaust,
I-
so many Jews are at the top level.
I basically thought it was like Hogan's Heroes,
Right.
with Liam Neeson, and the but anyway,
Hitler propaganda film,
I,
Schindler's List.
I watched it, and wow, was I wrong?
Right.
Yeah, you missed the mark on that one.
Missed the mark way, really bad on that.
Well, it's kind of. I mean, it's kind of an upside that you haven't seen very many movies because now you have this amazing.
It is.
Like,
I know.
game
That's
that
what
you can play.
That's
Sure.
what. There's so many more that have yet to be revealed. They need to actually update the board because we have so many that are just not.
Wait, what's the board? I don't know about the board.
Oh, we have a board in the studio that
Oh,
has a
okay.
list of all the movies.
Right.
I haven't seen.
That
so.
you should have seen but haven't.
Yes.
Does it border on? Is it mostly like sort of films that people our age would have seen, or does it go like classic films?
Oh, it goes everywhere. I haven't
Yeah.
seen
Everywhere.
Citizen Kane till
Right.
recently. I didn't see Fifth Element. I
Okay.
didn't. There are so many. It's
Yeah.
just The Jerk. Didn't see that.
yeah.
So some of it's a mixture of both.
he guessed that Steve Mann was the straight man in that movie.
2000,
Steve Martin.
2001,
Nice.
2001 A Space Odyssey.
Uh-huh,
Haven't
yeah.
seen that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
That's a slow burn. I'm going
That
to
is
warn
a
you.
slow
Oh,
burn.
really?
It's
Yeah.
fantastic,
so
but it's
it's not what I thought.
no,
it's a-
he was like, that just sounds. The
It's-
name
it's a
sounds
slow
dumb.
burn.
2001.
Right. I actually did hear you guess at that one. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's like
Yeah.
a Spaceballs.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So yes, go in expecting Spaceballs.
Yeah, and then see what I get.
See what
I-
happens.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
just the first 15 solid minutes of that movie, you're just going to,
Yeah.
it's going to,
Yep.
yeah.
You just gotta
That's all I'm
be-
gonna say.
You got to be in for it. Yeah.
It's not
exactly.
Spaceballs.
That's amazing.
Well, you guys want to, I know you said you needed to be out here before
Yeah, I
too
know you
long.
guys got stuff going
Yeah,
on.
I gotta get. Well, he
for
doesn't.
sure.
I do. You can keep him. I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
care.
keep him
Right.
another hour and a half, 3.
Yeah.
I
3 or 4.
got shit else to do.
You can edit this when we're done, right?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
definitely.
Yeah, you're editing this one now.
yeah.
By the way, they're part of the DNA.
Oh, sweet.
Right, yeah.
So,
Sounds about right.
We're in.
welcome to the DNA, guys. Welcome to-
Thanks.
So,
That's
All
about
right.
how it goes.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to hit on or plug or whatever before we
nope.
we call it?
I'm single.
Okay.
Any ladies out there?
I thought you were going to mention the destination again,
I
but
own
no.
I'm getting to it. I
Now
own a
to
comic
be-
book store that's wildly successful. It's called The Destination. I also own the podcast network and the entertainment network known as the DNN. That's right, ladies. I'm an entertainment mogul.
Right.
I also have a lot of money and time that I don't know what to do with.
Right.
So why don't you be a lady and
I mean,
come by and
let
just
me-
figure out what?
Be a lady. Come by. I'll give you some money.
Let me suggest that
That
you
sounds yeah. Sounds like a streetwalker.
let me suggest that you get go buy a bunch of DVDs and use your time.
Oh,
just
to do
catching
that?
up, just
Yeah.
catching up. You know,
Oh no.
seeing what's
Yeah.
going on.
No,
No.
he's not
Time.
interested.
No,
I like
not-
sex. I like sex better than entertainment.
That's okay,
Because sex is not entertainment for me,
that's crazy.
ladies. It's a job, and I get it done.
That should intrigue you. Now get it done, I guess. Someone's gotta.
I was gonna say normally at the end of our podcast we'll take a section that we thought was silly or whatever and tag it at the after the
Yeah,
outro.
sure.
song.
That
Right.
too. Yeah.
We need to take that section,
that's
put
it.
it right before the intro. That's the
This
first.
is what's on its way.
No, I will. I will leave you satisfied.
There you go.
I will leave you satisfied.
There it is.
Trust me.
There you go.
I have had many a lady say, "Oh my God, it's that big." So.
But the intonation, it's that big?
Oh man, no. In all seriousness, come visit my shop at 5031 Shelbyville Road, Louisville, Kentucky 40207, in the Best Buy Shopping Center behind D's Crafts.
Whew, that was in the chamber, ready to go.
Yeah, it's always in there.
It's in all of our chambers.
Yeah. So,
All right. Well, thank you all for doing this. We'll try this sign off and see how it goes. Hopefully, we can have you guys back at some point. This
I'd
has
love
been
to
really-
be on.
It's been very fun.
Thank you for
I
having
would
me.
absolutely love to be on.
So let's try this out. You done good, Joe.
You done good, Eric.
You done good, Brian?
I did do good.
That's perfect.
That works.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that sums it up.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Because sex is not entertainment for me, ladies. Ladies, it's a job, and I get it done.